Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream. It is 7:30 p.m. It is the 14th of July 2024. And of course, as always, looking at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press here today in Spain. Some comments left on the channel recently, and also into the live chat we will go to check out what is happening there. Big day today, of course. An important football game coming up at around 9 p.m. Spanish time, of course, between Spain and England, the European final, the European Championship, or whatever it's called, the final tonight, and we'll see which team prevails in that tournament. Lots of support here in Spain. People are confident, I think, that Spain will be able to get across the line, but of course, in a two-horse race, you never know, right? You never know what's going to happen. And also other big stories around today dominating the press here in Spain. But we'll have a look at some local news. First one here. And Alicante is the latest city to jump on the bandwagon of these anti-tourism movements, and hundreds of residents there cry out against mass tourism and its effects. Alicante has a limit. Hundreds of people demonstrated on Saturday afternoon in the centre of Alicante to protest against touristification and its effects, and to denounce that the city has become a theme park and has been hijacked by excessive tourism. Alicante has a limit, assured the neighbourhood platform Alicante Donde Vas. Organisers of the protest, in which the demonstrators carried signs with phrases such as "No tourist flats," "Tourism without consent is aggression," or "The neighbourhood is for those who live in it, not for those who visit it." The protest, under the slogan Alicante began, or let's put limits to mass tourism, as Alicante is not for sale, began in Alicante's Bullring, and after walking through some of the main streets of the city, ended on the steps of the casino where a manifesto was read. So there we go, Alicante following other cities here in Spain. Most recently, Barcelona. Last weekend, of course, as we saw, people squirting water pistols at tourists there, telling them to go home, screaming at them, shouting in their face. Tenerife we've also seen, Malaga we've also seen, Cádiz we've also seen, Mallorca we've seen, and now Alicante. So which city's going to be next to set up one of these anti-tourism platforms and try to demand the removal of tourists from the centre of these cities here in Spain, which is the objective for some of them. Second piece of news, and former Spanish Prime Minister, aka Mr. Bean, Zapatero, comes to the defence of migrant miners. They do not come to threaten us, he says, or take anything away from us. The former Prime Minister, José Luis Rodríguez Zapatero, has come out in defence of the migrant miners arriving in the Canary Islands, and has expressed feeling very bad about things he hears from parties that claim to be Christian regarding the debate on the distribution of migrant miners and the reform of the law of foreigners. They say that Islam is going to invade us, and they don't even know about Christianity. They don't even listen to the Pope. Patriots, he said, in relation to Vox and its refusal to take in migrant miners, after which he made a recommendation to the party. They should read the Pope's words about immigrants, about what they are not, that they are not coming to threaten us, nor to take anything away from us, Mr. Zapatero saying there at the weekend. And of course, the topic of migration here in Spain, a hot topic at the moment, and as we know, has caused the breakup of the coalition governments that were formed by the Partido Popular and Vox in 5 autonomous communities here in Spain. They're still trying to work that one out, exactly what's going to happen. Vox has said that it's going to the opposition, so it won't be easy for things to be done or get done in those autonomous communities. So maybe we're looking at new elections in 5 autonomous communities here in Spain after the summer, because I don't think anything's going to happen over the summer break. My experience tells me that. And the final piece of news here, and hotels in Spain are getting ready to catch out cheating tourists. Culture, landscape, beaches, and mild climate, infrastructure, and first-class services are the keys to the success of Spanish tourism. Its summer and hotels and accommodation are ready to make a killing for yet another year. However, with an eye on some cheats who lie in order to enjoy a free holiday. The tricksters have no limits. There are those who release cockroaches in the room to claim for a lack of cleanliness. Others invent food poisoning in the buffet. A decade ago, Spanish hoteliers were confronted with a diarrhea scam, a scam involving fraudulent claims for alleged food poisoning suffered by British tourists on holiday in Spain. We have had to hire detectives, says Catalina Ruiz, a lawyer at Monlex, a law firm that defends a group of hotels in Mallorca and the Costa del Sol. And yes, who could forget that diarrhea scam involving those tourists from the United Kingdom that complained that after eating the hotel buffet, they came down with severe diarrhea. And of course, it was a scam to get a free stay, a free holiday in places like Mallorca. So hotels on the lookout for this type of scam, because apparently it is on the rise. People, as I said, looking to get a free holiday by trying to trick the hotel into thinking that something went wrong with the stay. Cockroaches in the room, dodgy food, the list goes on. What some people will do for a free holiday. Comments. First one here from Mike. Long-time Barcelona resident here. Barcelona and the Catalans are wonderful. Unfortunately, it has become overridden with the obnoxious tourists, and the locals get a bit perturbed despite the lifeblood of the economy that is tourism. It's a bit of a dilemma, says Mike. Absolutely, Mike, a dilemma, certainly. On one hand, you have a city that needs tourism. Lots of businesses relying on tourists to come to Barcelona, and then you've got the locals who want to live in the best parts of the city but can't because they've been priced out by people that can pay more, and that's basically where we are at with this. So governments and regulators need to work on this and try to fix the dilemma that is the problem of these anti-tourist movements. Another one here from Patrick. Don't forget the movie Vicky Cristina Barcelona was a huge promotion for Barcelona. Patrick, yes, I remember that movie back in the day. I think it was also supposed to promote a city in the north of Spain, Oviedo, as well. Not sure whether Oviedo got the desired effect from that movie, but Barcelona, of course, in the title. And there have been other movies over the journey about the city of Barcelona. I think there was one that was even called Barcelona, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember who the director was, but I think it also brought attention to that city. But Vicky Cristina Barcelona with the couple, Penelope Cruz and Antonio Banderas, I think it's his name, and Scarlett Johansson also in that movie. Yes, remember it well. Bringing the spotlight to Barcelona and thousands of tourists as a result. David Oliver here. You're right. Weather is a big factor. Hot in Spain, raining and cold at times in the UK. Yeah, this was... this comment is based on another comment that we saw the other day. Somebody saying that if only people spent their money in the UK, maybe we could do up the beachside resorts, get people back to those places, like the good old days back in the 1930s and 40s before cheap travel became the norm and people started to go overseas to get a sunny holiday or a decent weather holiday for the same price or less than it was to go to some of these seaside resorts, maybe in the south of England or wherever they are, north of England, wherever these resorts are. And in Spain, that's the issue. Greece, probably the same. Croatia, maybe also. You're guaranteed sun for your 10-day holiday, for your 15-day holiday, for your 7-day holiday. You're almost guaranteed 100% to get sun. And that's not the case, of course, in the United Kingdom, where, as we know, summers can be short and sometimes you get 4 seasons in one day. But in Alicante, this time of the year, perfect weather normally. One here from Martin. I fry eggs in over a centimetre of oil and spoon it over the yolk. You can reuse the oil many times as long as you don't overheat it. Sunflower oil is healthier for frying, less saturated fats than olive oil. Interesting debate, this one. Lots of people putting forward different oils that are healthier than this, healthier than that. But at the end of the day, olive oil, the big oil in this country, sunflower oil on the rise because of the price, and it also looks like a similar product. It sits next to the olive oil in a clear bottle normally, and people pick it up for the price, 150, 160 a litre, compared with 7-8 euros for normal olive oil. And if you go into the extra virgin stuff, 10 euros is what you're going to be paying or more. A lot more for a branded olive oil. So, frying eggs, you can reuse the oil. I mentioned the other day that a lot of people, not everybody of course, but a lot of people here, when they fry an egg, they'll do it in about a centimetre or a bit more of olive oil. And yes, as Martin points out here, you put that hot oil onto the yolk to cook it quicker. And it's what people like to eat. It's how they like to eat their eggs. Many people. Another one here from Christine. I understand the one viewer who was tired of people coming up to him trying to sell things. It makes me crazy sometimes too, but then my partner puts in the perspective of at least they are trying to make an honest living and not robbing and swindling people. Yeah, that's another issue. Also mentioned the other day, somebody complaining about the harassment that you suffer sitting at outdoor tables at bars and restaurants in big cities here in Spain, tourist cities, Madrid, Barcelona, for example, people constantly coming up trying to sell you something or asking for money. And Christine putting it into perspective here, saying that, yeah, but at least they're not robbing people. Well, I don't know whether they are or not, and that's one thing that I don't have data on, but we suppose that if they are getting money by begging or selling items, then they're not forced to rob. So it could be the situation here, but it is annoying for the people sitting at the restaurants to have to put up with the word, as I said, harassment of these people in main tourist spots. But again, not only in Spain, in other parts of the world as well. And the final comment here from Safib. So much more to Spain than the costas. Asturias and Galicia are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful they are. They don't have the tourist infrastructure, of course, that the Mediterranean places have. And what I mean by that is hotels and accommodations and things like that, restaurants. The north is a lot more less developed, let's say. I was going to say undeveloped, but that's not the case. It's just less developed when it comes to tourism. So it's not as easy to get accommodation as it is in some of the other parts of the country, which, as I said, are abundant in hotels. But yeah, plenty of things to see in Spain, plenty of things to do, but a lot of people are only interested in the good weather and the costas, of course. But, as we always say, each to their own. Now, backdrop change time. This one was sent in by Marcus. And a town, I think, in, let me just check here, called La Laguna in Tenerife, I think it is. This shot obviously taken after the sun went down. We can see the moon up there. And one of the nicest cities, apparently, or towns. Town, I should say. It's not really a city. One of the nicest towns, I believe, in Tenerife, or on the island of Tenerife. So thanks, Marcus, for sending this picture through. And if you have a similar picture that you would like to see on the backdrop, the email address is this one here, spainspeaks@gmail.com. Feel free to send your photos through to that email address, or any other information that you have, feel free to send it through to that address. Like icon, let me put that on the screen. We're currently sitting at 43. We'll see if we can get a decent tally this evening. I know lots of people obviously have been watching the tennis, waiting for the football today. So we'll see if we can get a decent tally. People that have supported the channel in recent times, super thanks, Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, or the channel members on this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for that support. Now into the chat section I'm going to go. Let's see what's happening here. First one I can see here from Lord Jim, Donald Duck. I think obviously in reference to the shooting Yesterday in the States, was it? Not sure exactly when it happened, but I read about it last night here. So yesterday sometime, I imagine. And Donald Trump getting his ear grazed, I think, is the story that we're reading here. So, what's going on in that country as far as politics is concerned? Don't know. Crazy times we're living. Erica, hi Stuart, hi everyone. Quite warm here in Terrassa, 27 at the moment. Hope we're all enjoying the weekend. Thanks, Erica. We are. Hope you are too. Sani coming in from Basingstoke. Good luck both Spain and England. Yes, good luck to both of those teams in the final. Of course, Spain looking to regain some of the glory that it had, 10 years ago when they last won, or 12 years ago when they last won this European Championship. And England looking to regain some of the glory that they had back in, when was it? 66, was it, when the World Cup was won? So going back a long time there. So we'll see who's successful today. TOL coming in, checking in from a sunny, cool 26-degree day in El Puerto. Excited to see the match tonight. Go Spain. So Alan going for the Spain team today. Janet coming in from Oxford. Well done, Alcaraz. Yes, the young man, the young Murciano from Murcia here in Spain, winning Wimbledon, I think, for the second time back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, congratulations, of course. 1, 2, 3 coming in. Long time no here. Yeah, haven't seen 1, 2, 3 for a while. Too much work. Big night for the Spanish fans here. There we go. Big night for the Spanish fans here also. People getting their television sets ready, getting their flags out. I've seen a few flags in windows today hanging off people's fences. So the national colours on display. And as I said, Spain hoping for a victory, as is England. Leonor saying thank you. Amanda coming in from Shropshire. Andrew coming in from a changeable London southeast. Balvier saying you are always wonderful, sir. Thank you very much, Balvier. Doro Verde coming in from California, USA. Stephen coming in from a mild London, North London. Looking forward to the game. Spanish beer in the fridge, though. There we go. Stephen's going to be enjoying a Spanish cold one during the game this evening. Gloria, how do you limit tourism? Assign regional touristic permits and only allow a certain amount each year. I think they're trying to work that out at the moment, Gloria, how to reduce tourism numbers, or at least we're getting two stories. On one hand, we see that the tourism sector is predicting over 100 million in a couple of years' time. And then you've got all of this backlash from people living in the cities that are most affected by tourism. So I don't know what they're going to do exactly. They'll probably just wait for it to work itself out, or a new group of politicians will come through and try to work their magic. So we'll see. Jose Antonio coming in from the Royal City, Ciudad Real. Dave coming in from Madrid. Beautiful day there, especially the morning hours. Hope everyone is healthy and happy. Thanks, Dave. Another Dave. Hope everyone has had a good weekend. Thanks, Dave, for that. Iggy coming in from a relatively cool high-end, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Relatively cool for this time of the year there. Hot city it is. Hello, says Pamela, coming in from San Juan, of course. What else? Let's have a look here. Nathan also saying, how can you limit tourism when you're in the EU? Again, I don't have the answers. This is for other people to work out, but maybe you reduce the number of tourist rentals, hotel rooms, and things like that. I imagine that's how it works. Alicante is protesting now. Yeah, I think 200 or 300 people, not a lot. There was about 3,000 in Barcelona, according to the police. I think Alicante was only 300 or so, but these groups are popping up. That's the thing. These protest groups. They're registering, and they're getting people to follow their ideas. Stephen saying, I wonder whether they would have those protests against over-tourism in places like Benidorm or Torrevieja. And what about Santiago de Compostela? Santiago has had them in recent times. Locals there complaining about the amount of pilgrims. So it's happening all over the place. happening all over the place. Dave's saying that tourists seem to be well tolerated here in Madrid. Plenty of them out and about enjoying the city. But yeah, it's in the central area, Dave, where the locals are complaining that they've lost the authenticity of the city that they once knew, and young people want to live in certain areas in the centre, and they can't. That's the issue for many. Eric is saying, I understand that Spain needs tourism, but as a lover of that city, I feel absolutely suffocated by the tidal waves of tourists. What I'm trying to say is that you cannot enjoy walking in the old places. That is true. That is true. Nathan's saying, you can't complain about tourism and support being in the EU. You have freedom of movement in the EU. That is true also. But freedom of movement not only is for holidays, it's also so that people can work and live in other places should they need to, I think. That's the idea, right? Not only just to come down to Spain on holidays from France. Bob coming in from Torrevieja. A large number of scammers were caught last time by posting social pictures of a wonderful holiday. Court appearances soon came for fraudulent claims and costing them fines. There we go. Gloria is saying that we recently stayed in a hotel in El Llobregat, the hospital area. Yeah, I think it's a neighbourhood of Barcelona, is it? Lovely to explore areas other than the centre, not crowded and still beautiful parts of Barcelona. There we go. Barbara, and I never use oil when I'm cooking eggs, and they are perfect. Yeah, you might not, Barbara, but some people do. And some people use a lot of oil to cook their eggs. Marianne coming in from San Diego, trying to survive the inflated housing prices, hedge fund survivors investing in coastal areas, making rents out of reach. There we go. That's the issue, right? Too. Cardaman, Stephen gets more cultural and religious to Santiago de Compostela, plus generally chilly and rainier weather there for several months. But there have been protests by locals in recent times. Cynthia saying that in the US, seed oils are definitely not a health food due to the processing and the glyphosate, is that or something? Can't read it properly there. Fluttergirl, tourist scams like these bring all tourists into disrepute. Yes. High Flyer John, have a great week, everyone. Thanks, John, for that. What else? Let's have a look. Gorgeous photo says, Iggy, thanks. I'll pass that on to Marcus if he's not watching today. Barbara predicted that Donald Trump, there would be an attempt on his life. There we go. Dave saying, Vamos España, going for the Spain team today. Kui is this saying, who do you think is going to win, England or Spain? Don't know. Again, 2-horse race, 50-50. Don't know. Amy saying, what can you tell me about Logroño? I'm interested in moving there for retirement in a couple of years. I did a video on Logroño some years ago. I've got a fly buzzing around here, so if you see it buzzing around my head, I did a video on Logroño. Yeah, smaller city in a nice part of the country. Cold in winter, of course, hot summers. Very good food and wine culture, of course. And a lot of people love the city. And not the best city that I've been to, I'm going to be honest, but not a bad city. Sort of a bit out of the way. Up there in the middle of, well, where would you say it is? It's sort of stuck in between Navarra and Castilla Leon. So, yeah. Christine coming in, finishing the final touches before the match tonight. 123 saying the tourist authorities need to learn how to promote better the other aspects of Spain, culture, food, history, language. Thanks for that. It could be a good idea. I think that they do try to do that, but of course, the sun is the main attraction for many. Stephen coming in also. Hope everyone had a lovely weekend. Not happy with this anti-tourism. Similar problem in Wales, but we need the tourism. That's it. It's an industry. People make money. But it can disrupt people's lives, of course, when it gets out of control. The old downtown Logroño is small, but the city is large and new. The province is beautiful. La Rioja. There's that fly buzzing around. Christine coming a little bit late, as we saw, and Raymond, the last person that we can see here. Hi, Stu and everyone. Had a great time walking in A Coruña. Thanks for all the advice. Come on, España. Thanks, Raymond, for that. I'm glad you enjoyed the city of A Coruña. I also enjoyed it when I was there in, I think it was October last year. A nice city up there in the north of Spain. Now, time to wrap the live stream up. Family here is getting ready for the big game tonight, as is 90% of the population in this country, and we'll see who wins, but good luck to both teams. See you tomorrow with another regular news update video. Hasta luego, hasta entonces, adios, bye bye.